Hi all. In this lecture series, we are going to study signals and system, focusing on the first unit today. So that is classifications of signals and system. Okay, first let us see what are the things we are going to study in this first unit. That is nothing but about the signals and about the systems. While considering the signals, first we will see what is signal and how to represent signals in different format and its standard signals. Some standard signals are there that we are going to study later on. How to operate the signals, that is different kind of time operations and different kind of amplitude operations are there on the signals, and later on how to classify the signals. And what is system means how to define the system and different classifications in systems. That is what we are going to study in the first unit. Okay, first let us see signal. What is signal? Signal is a physical quantity which contains some informations that is varying with time, space or any other independent variables. Okay, what we are saying is signal is nothing but a physical quantity. Okay, consider you're trying to make a call. Okay, you're going to speak with your friend through a phone, wireless phone. You started speaking, your words are converted into electrical signal. Later on, this signal is transmitted through air medium using an antenna. Okay, here the physical quantity is nothing but your air medium. Okay, which contains some information, means your voice is an information. Okay, that is presented on the air. And one more point is that information is varying with time, right? Means that you're speaking different words at different time. Okay, first you're saying hi and you're saying how are you. These are different words that is varying with time, okay, or any other independent variable. The overall this is known as a signal. Okay, next, how to define the signal in mathematical point of view. Okay, signal is a dependent variable, okay, that depends one or more independent variable. Okay, here consider signal is denoted as x of t. Okay, so here x of t is equal to f of x1 comma x2 comma x3. Okay, here you can see this f depends on the x1 x2 x3. Okay, therefore, and this x1 x2 x3 are independent variable, whereas f depends this independent variable, therefore f is a dependent function. Okay, therefore f is a dependent function which depends independent function. The overall this can be denoted as x of t, that is a signal. Okay, we will see some more examples for signal. First, consider our well-known signals, AC current or AC voltage. So AC means alternately changing current or voltage. Okay, here AC current is varying with respect to the time and it is given as I of t. That is, I is a current that is varying with time. Here you can see this is some AC signal. Okay, x-axis your time, whereas y-axis is current. This current is continuously varying with respect to the x-axis, that is time axis. Okay, therefore we can say I is a function that depends the time. While time varying, the current will vary. Therefore, we can say this is an example for a signal. Therefore, we can say it is a signal. Okay, here AC current or voltage is a physical quantity. Okay, we can feel it. Okay, this physical quantity which is varying with time. The current is varying with time, therefore it is called as signal. Okay, let us see the next example, DC current or voltage. So DC current or voltage means direct current or direct voltage. So here DC current is constant current, it does not change with time. Means that here you can see whatever may be the time, it has the constant current. that is 6 amps current. 6 amps is current is present from 0 to 5. Okay. So whatever may be the time, it has the constant amplitude. Therefore, here x of t is equal to I. Here you can say this I doesn't depend any variables, any independent variables, means that doesn't depend the current, doesn't depend the time. So therefore we cannot say, we can say this is not a signal, because the basic definition, it's a physical quantity that contains some information that should be varying with time, some other independent variables. Then only we can say this is a signal. So in this case, it is not varying with any quantity. Therefore, this is not an example for a signal. Okay. Some more basics examples for signal. If it is electrical signals, we can say radio signals, TV signals, computer signals, AC current, AC voltage. These are all comes under the electrical signals. For example, non-electrical signals, that is nothing but a sound, a voice, sound signal, a pressure signal. These are comes under the non-electrical signals. Okay, this is what about the signal basic definition. Okay, next we will see how to represent or reconstruct signals. Okay, there are 4 kind of representations. That is a graphical representation, tabular representation, functional representation, sequence representation. First, consider graphical representation. So graphical representation means we are going to represent our signal on a graph. Considering the first graph, which gives, here you can see at 0th position. So x-axis is the position of the signals, whereas y-axis gives its amplitude. Considering this is an example for discrete signal. At 0th position, it doesn't have any amplitude. At 1, it is having the amplitude 1. That is, in y-axis, the value is 1. At n equal to 0, in x-axis, at n equal to 0, it is having amplitude is equal to 2. Likewise, at n equal to 3, it is having amplitude 1. Likewise, we can say in graphical format. And next, considering the functional representation. Here, at different n positions, it having different amplitude, and it is given as at n equal to 3 and 1, it is having the amplitude 1. Okay, and here the first term gives the amplitude and second term gives its position. Okay, at n equal to 2 position, having the amplitude is 2, and n equal to 3, n equal to 4, amplitude is 3, and at n equal to 5, amplitude is 1.5. So this is what functional representation. Next one is tabular representation. Here the first row gives the position of the signal, whereas the second row gives its amplitude. So first is n, whereas second is x of n. Here you will have different position, n positions. Considering the first position, that is -2. When n equal to -2, x of n is equal to 0. That is, n equal to -2, amplitude of x of n is 0. Next, n equal to -1, x of n equal to 0. Next, n equal to 0, x of n equal to 0. Next, n equal to 1, x of n is equal to 1. Likewise, it is going. So this is tabular representation of a signal. Next is sequential representation. Sequence representation. Here, in sequence representation, the origin means n equal to 0 is indicated by a symbol arrow. Okay, and left side to this arrow is negative axis. Okay, and right side of this arrow is called as positive axis. Here, considering this example, x of n is given in brackets, some values are there. Here you can see under 2, any arrow mark is given. Okay, alone, arrow mark alone is given under 2. So we need to consider this position as n equal to 0th position. Okay, therefore n equal to 0, x of n is equal to 2. Okay, next is right hand side to this arrow is considered as positive axis, means that therefore this 0 is the value at n equal to 1. Okay, n equal to 1, the amplitude is 0. Next is the position at n equal to 1. N equal to 1, the amplitude is 1. Next is n equal to 2, amplitude is 2. Next n equal to 3, amplitude is 2. Next n is equal to 4, the amplitude is 4. Next n is equal to 5, amplitude is 5. Likewise, considering the left hand side to this arrow mark, the first position or at n equal to minus 1, the amplitude is 1. Next n equal to minus 2, the amplitude is 0. Next n equal to minus 3, the amplitude is 2. So this is the sequence representation of the signal.